Okay, I'm picking off the ground cherries off the floor here before it rains. And I think it's going to rain in, I don't know, the wind's picking up half an hour. I picked 3 quarts, three of these boxes, 3 quarts so far. I'll take these inside. There's still, Kitty, where'd you come from? Hedgie? Hey Kitty. Hedgie. Okay, there's still more out there if I can get them before. And another bag full. I ended up with about, probably close to 6 quarts, maybe 5 quarts. And I'll wait until they dry. Right now, some of these are still soft, so they're all papery. And then I will make some ground cherry sauce out of some, and then probably the next batches after that I will make ground cherry jam. And I'll show you how to do both of those. They're getting pretty dry though. So if we don't have rain, if we don't get rain here, I'm going to have to water these. Now that I've picked the ones off the bottom, I'll have to water them. Also, I want them to reseed next year. Not reseed as in, go backwards, but make more plants. So I'm going to be throwing some of the ripe ones over here where the sweet potatoes are, and then probably over there. Next year I'd like 3/4 of this patch to be ground cherries, and then the other 1/4 over there to be rhubarb. That's the plan. Hello again. It's time to do something with these ground cherries that I picked a couple of days ago. Here, they're crunchy now. Okay, so I want to make ground cherry jam, and I also want to make ground cherry compote. But first, we have a family gathering tomorrow. Well, actually, it's a golf tournament in memory. It's been 9 years since my older sister died of cancer. So a golf tournament, and we've got nieces and nephews that are going to be there that like ground cherry pie. So I'm going to shell these ground cherries and then show you, probably tomorrow morning, how to make ground cherry pie. My family doesn't like it. I think it's one of those things, you grew up on it, you love it, or you don't. Okay, these are actually harder to shell. Oh, there's a mushy one. It tastes really good. They're really sweet. These are harder to shell when they're papery than they were, curious, when they were soft, but oh well. All right, I gotta be more careful. Maybe use 2 hands. So, gently squeeze. Gently is the key word. Gently squeeze from this end. And then, now you see why they look like cherries or small tomatoes. When they get this ripe, they're extremely sweet. My nephew, Tony, said they taste like custard. I read online and people said they tasted tropical, which it is a tropical plant, either comes from Central or South America. So they taste like a combination of pineapple and mango. I don't know about that. To me, they taste like ground cherries. So, this is going to take a while to get. Look, that's all I've done so far. And I have this whole bag and this whole bag. So I will go off camera for a while and get the rest of these squeezed out. Okay, it's been, 4 minutes. I do not have my 4 cups yet. I have learned a couple of tricks. One, accidentally learned this. If my hands are damp, it seems to go a little faster. Yeah, my hands are damp. I might have to keep rinsing it. This is going a lot faster. Oh my goodness, much faster. So hey, that's the hint. Okay, this took about 20 minutes. Here's the equivalents. A bag full of ground cherries in the husk made not quite enough. Almost 4 cups. Close. And then there's all the husk to throw in the compost pile. I think I'm going to see these, a few greener ones in here. The greener ones give it a tartness, so I'm going to go out and just pick. There's plenty more out there to pick up. I'm going to pick maybe a pint or so of the ones that are not quite as ripe to give it a little tartness. Okay, I went out and picked a few more. I found out that really green ones, not their full size yet, are lemony, or really nice. Half green ones are a little bit bitter, and then the ripe ones are sweet. So these husks so easily when their skins are, there's a papery one, when their skins are soft, they are so easy to husk. and you don't even have to think about it. Now I have to chop these. I'm afraid if I try a knife, they're just gonna shoot out all over the place. Pastry blender? I could try that maybe. I suggested pulsing them lightly in the blender, and my brother was appalled. He's like, no, you can't do that. He said, don't you have that old like nut chopper thing that Mom had? I'm like, no, I don't know who got Mom's nut choppers. She had more than one, but I did not get one. So I'll figure something out. Before I figure out how to chop these things, I'm going to try the pastry blender first, and if that doesn't work, I am going to lightly pulse them in the blender. But first, they're a little bit dirty. I'm going to rinse them off in the salad spinner. I smashed a few tiny little spiders out of here, so I definitely need to wash these, even if they don't look dirty. They might have tiny little bugs on them. Now, I gave a quart in the husk to my brother Dave. He said, oh, he might make a tart or something out of them. He ate them all raw, just like this. All right, I've never tried this before. What do you think? Is this pastry blender going to work? Well, let's see. Is it doing anything? These skins are tough. And, oh, I heard something popping. I don't think it's doing... Not sure it's doing anything. These skins are pretty tough. Maybe if I use both hands. Okay, using two hands, this sort of worked. Not bad. Some of them are broken open. What I think I'm going to do... Oops. Got a leaf there. What I'm going to do is... This was 4 cups of ground cherries. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of flour and 1 cup of sugar. This is the recipe. Ground cherries pie, 4 cups of chopped ground cherries. And they freeze great, too. You freeze them in a quart jar just like blueberries. Cup of sugar, scant 1/3 cup of flour. Somebody needs a 1/4 cup of flour. I crossed out the quarter water for fresh, so we won't do that. Tablespoon of lime juice. I have that in the freezer. Bake at 400 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes. 375 for 30 minutes. Oh, I have to dab it with butter and put lattice strips on top. I don't make pie very often. Maybe once every couple years. This is going to be interesting. And then something about put foil down, it spills. All right. Until tomorrow morning then.